what I was thinking, actually, speaking of the African unity, I was just reflecting on this today, in the daytime. We have leaders who are Pan-African leaders, and those leaders, you see them usually being attacked by the US and its allies in the West. And then it's easier because we are still 55 sovereign states in our little territory. Then to keep us like that will help the US now to come and say to the people of for example, South Africa is the topic for today. The South African people, look, this is what, there is this alienating of the leader from the people, and then attacking, demonizing him, and then creating that mob against that leader. But if we really value, even if at this point, those who are opposing President Ramaphosa, for whatever reason it is, if you tell them, me as an Ethiopian, you as a Ghanaian, that actually, from the outside, when you look at it, the guy has done this and that, he's a Pan-African leader, they don't even want to grasp it. But if there was that goal, or that unity for us, we are under the umbrella of African unity, then you don't look at what's happening really to the people of South Africa, but you will look at to the bigger picture. It will be very easier. Otherwise, it's always, you see them, again and again falling in that trap. Whenever they are Pan-African leader, there is this opposition that they face in their own country, and then finally, of course, using their own people and assassinating them. So it's really a savior, the African unity, that principle, that unity, that thing produced by Kwame Nkrumah. It's I kind of it always seemed for me like very depths. But today I kind of got, the edge of it, and then like, okay, this is what he meant by unite or perish, So it's really, really, I don't know. I'm in what?
Yeah. So what Nkrumah was saying actually is not that us coming together, we should abolish our cultures. I know that a lot of people, they misunderstand the concept of African unity. The concept of African unity, as Nkrumah was presenting it, it was not for speaking one language and removing all the other languages, but rather like what the AU right now has. It has these numerous languages. It has Arabic, it has English, it has French, it has Portuguese, it has Swahili. We would have communication languages. We could have a major language which we use as communication across the continent. But that does not mean that we abolish our cultures and we abolish our languages. So that is what I want people to understand about African unity. African unity is meant to protect actually these cultures, these diverse cultures which we have in Africa, and prevent the incursion or encroachment on them that we have seen from the West. We have seen they're forcing us of accepting things like homosexuality and all other values which are from the West. So this unity was supposed to provide a blanket, a cover, a fence across all the African continent, so that the Africans within the continent can practice whatever they want. But we have African unity to protect us all, which we don't have today. So today we don't have that protection, and the United States can go anywhere on the continent. Europe can go anywhere on the continent. China can go anywhere on the continent. They can enter the continent anyhow, because the continent now has more than 55 doors instead of one door. So they enter through 55 doors, which we cannot see, all of us cannot see. And that is why you see that, German can have a military base in Mali, can have troops in Mali, anywhere in the Sahel, when the people in the southern part of the continent are not aware that this is happening. So our unity, France, of course, also. France can have troops on the African continent. The United States can have more than 30 military bases all over the African continent, but the other Africans are not aware that these military bases are here, and they are dangerous to all of us. because we have seen what the United States has been doing with these military drones, in Somalia, in Yemen, and in the Middle East, killing innocent people. So these drones are a danger to all of us. So the unity was supposed to provide that blanket, that fence all over the African continent, so that we can have only one door in which anyone who wants to deal with Africans can come through. So this is what Nkrumah meant by unifying Africa. We were meant to have a single currency, all of us across the continent. We were supposed to have a single foreign policy. We were supposed to have a single, central bank and economic policy, so that we can work together on the things which we can achieve together. But those differences, the things in which we are different, like our tribes, we were not supposed to abolish those. Rather, we were supposed to celebrate them. Even when we come together, those things, we were supposed to celebrate them and protect them. That is the only way we would protect them. But what you see today, because we have not achieved that unity, and of course, we are fighting for it. Don't mistake me that we are not fighting for it. Let not anyone mistake it that we are not fighting for it, or we are not going to fight for it. We are still fighting for it. But because we have not achieved, you can see this bullying going on. If Africa was a unified government and we have a single government, there's no way the United States would come around to bully South Africa. There's no way, because it would have to contend with one unified African state. But these opportunities, of course, they are there because of the fragmentation that has continued. But the cultures and the differences and the diversity which we have as Africans was meant to be celebrated within the United Africa.